Stop right here. If you haven't watched the other Japan videos in this series, go watch them first so you may get the most out of this video. Hi, I'm Bart from Team Sail Wars. We decided this adventure should be told from my perspective, as I saw it. Mahi versus the best sailors in Japan. Sail Wars would like to thank DFR Tokyo for hosting this amazing event. You can find this great group of sailors on Facebook. The challenge took place in Tokyo, Japan on the 24th of March 2024. Just getting to Japan was a challenge, but here I was, so it all came down to today. All the training, the planning, and the travel again. I could be taking on 11 of Japan's finest sailors. They were champions from many different classes. I was here to do my best and represent the United States. Why did they pick me? Doesn't matter now. I'm here to represent. Or at least have fun. Race 5 of 6 chances. Time is running out for the US and for myself and Mahi. In this race, remember, I'm number 50 listed as Sail Wars down the bottom. I have to win at least one race to win this challenge. And I've already wasted the first 4 races. I have 2 chances left to end this challenge and be victorious for the United States. I did take 6th in the last race, which was much better than earlier. I want to build upon that and hopefully win this race and come on back to America. Let's watch the start.
10秒前、9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1。
Okay, see, I'm way up at the top this time, so I went back to what I thought would work. And you can see number 92 made a mistake and didn't get back to the starting line in time, so he's got to stay clear of everyone and still get across that line before he can start. So far I'm up top. I'm not getting as good a win that I wanted, but I'm definitely the highest boat up there. I'm starting to move now. Their regional champion in the black boat, he's also up there. I think he was trying to shadow me, but I just kind of drifted behind, which is good, because I remembered what happened in the last race at the start, and I didn't want a repeat of that. So I'm trying to stay way up high. I thought the wind might be a little bit better and get a little bit better angle going to the first mark. We are racing 1.5 laps again. You can see the wind is kind of finicky right now as number 150, their 2-time national champion, goes into the lead. He's taking a port tack straight up. That little boat up front is not in this race, so don't worry about that one way out there. So disregard that one. And you can see number 66 is tagging along with the other boat. He's also a regional champion. Now I just wanted to kind of keep the boat moving up the river, keeping some wind in the sails, and just the angle I had to go, though, the only problem was it forced me farther and farther away from the mark, and I knew there's a certain point where you get too far away and that starts hurting you. But in one of the races earlier, when I was far out, when I tacked back on the starboard and came across, I was actually moving a lot quicker than the other boats that were coming back from close to shore on port. So it just depended what, you know, wind I would get to how I would do. You know, that could be the difference between first and last place. And of course, you know, when you're unsure, like I'm way out there right now, it's a good idea to look at what the other, you know, champions are doing out here. Now remember, I only have to win one race to win the whole challenge, and then after that I can go sightseeing and having fun and just totally enjoy it. You know, anything I do after that is just, you know, extra. So, you know, taking a risk and maybe just winning might be the thing to do. There's only 2 races left though, so I got to get it together. You can see the 2 windward marks are those poles up there, and the first boats have made their way around, and me and Mahi are still way outside messing around. You can see number 66 regional champion, 91 national champion, 35 regional champion, and here comes Mahi number 50 around that second mark. So kind of paid off that time, didn't it? But the boats are actually kind of pushed together right there, as you see Mahi going by right there, number 91. And you can kind of tell just how good this competition is when you see national champions or regional champions towards the back of the pack. You know that this is a good group of sailors, so they would take advantage of any mistake you made. You can see Mahi, Japanese Mahi right there, number 50 in front of 54. 54 is trying to blanket and steal my win. I'm trying to stay off, but of course I want to get down to that gate as fast as possible. And by this time I was already thinking I'm going to take that outside gate unless there's like a huge gap and I'm trying to overtake somebody in front of me. Then I would take the risk, but without taking the risk, I'm going to the outside gate, and that's where number 150 is going. Now remember, number 150, I think the world of that gentleman. He's the one who lent me the boat and we turned it into the Japanese Mahi. Excellent sailor. So if I could just catch up with him, that would be great. I would do exactly what he was doing. Because, like I said, he really knew and had good sailing skills. And there I am. I got some good wind going outside. I did feel like racing in this river right about where I'm at right now out there with some really good wind. About there and about maybe 30 feet farther out was real good. You can see the first boat has already went around the outside mark. I'm currently in 6th place, I think, maybe 5th, heading down to that outside mark, and so far everyone's taken that outside mark. The wind in this race at times was light and other times it was moderate. You can see number 150, he went onto a starboard tack and he was going to swing all the way out over towards the shore. Number 35 and 66, they went on to port tack and they're going farther out in the river. 54 and myself also went out on port tack. Remember, we felt like the wind was a little bit better out there, but you know, again, at a certain point you start going away from the mark you're going towards, so you know, you have to pay attention to that. I think in, you know, some of these races in Japan, maybe I should have tacked back on the starboard a little bit earlier. But the most important thing, of course, is keep your boat moving. So at certain times, the wind just didn't help me in that respect. You can see 91, 35, 66. and Mahi way out there. We're all still out there on port tack, heading towards the other side of this river. Just a couple boats are coming back towards shore on starboard tack. That's the back of the fleet right there. Now remember that 129, even 99 had won some of the earlier races, and now they're at the back of the pack, and that's just how things are shuffling around. You know, as the day goes on, the wind changes a little bit, and maybe some people's luck changes a little bit. All I know is, you know, me and Mahi, we got to get some luck and use some skills here. We got to win one of these races. I really wanted to end it in race 5 and just be done, you know, and make everyone proud back in the United States, because I know they were wondering, you know, they were waiting for texts, you know, phone calls, anything to find out what was going on. And here in race number 5, I'm not at the front, but, you know, being 5th or 6th, you know, that's in striking distance as these two leaders right there. One of them had to give. One was on starboard and one was on port, and our camera person just went away from it, so we don't know what happened, but I can tell you what happened. One veered off right there as number 150 stayed on starboard. Well, I'm not sure now who was on starboard, but they didn't connect, I don't think. And now the rest of the pack, you can see Mahi is way out there. That's Mahi way across the river, and like I said, I probably should have tacked back on the starboard tack a lot earlier than I did, but I was just hoping I would get a good puff right there that would blow me up towards the front. At the time I was thinking there was a good gap between 2nd place and 3rd place, and if I could just get lucky coming across out there, you can see how fast I'm moving up the river. And at a certain point, I thought I could just go on starboard tack and get a lot of pressure in the sails and just sweep right up into 3rd place. And that then would give me a good place to strike for to go for 1st place, you know, going downwind. You can see I'm moving way down the shore so I can get a good look as my boat comes past those poles. And number 91 is currently in 1st place, and number 150 has dropped back to 2nd place. So we have a change in the leader right there. Is 91 beat him around the marks, and something appears to be wrong with number 150. We're going to have to keep an eye on that, as number 92 is currently in 3rd place and number 54 is in 4th place. Number 66 is in 5th place. I believe Mahi's in the next place, but you know, I'm running out of time here because the boats are heading down. No, number 39's in 6th place. That means I'm like in 7th place as the leaders just feet from the finish line. Me and Mahi are not going to win race 5, which will put us down to only one race left to win it for the good old USA. So dramatic. But as they come across the finish line, we have number 91 wins race number 5. One race left. Congratulations. And they get the fireworks. I know everybody looks forward to getting fireworks on Sail Wars. Oh, look at this. Something has happened to number 150. Two-time national champion is going in circles. He cannot cross the finish line. I think all this really started back up towards those marks. He started having problems because his boat now it looks like it straightens out, but then it goes in circles. So let's see if he can just get lucky and get blown across the finish line, because it is downwind. As we see, number 92 passes him, and 54 also. Let's see if 54 is going to be able to go past 92 now. Of course, in this race, I'm busy paying attention to myself. I'm in that group back to the left. 35's desperately trying to reel in 66 as they go towards that finish line, and they're pretty close. And I'm wondering if 66 is going to give 39 room at the mark because they're on the same tack as number 92 takes second place and number 54 takes third place, and it's room at the mark, and look at that. 66 finishes, but I believe 35 was not given room at the mark. Here's an instant replay. 35 was not given room, in my opinion, and he ends up hitting the mark, which is a foul to hit the mark on the finish. And they score 66 finishing in front of 39. But leave us a comment. Do you think he should have got a penalty on that for not giving room on the mark, because they were on the same tack and it was obvious there wasn't room there? So we always like to get feedback from our viewers, and so there we go. There's Japanese Mahi, number 50, trying to get past number 150, national champion, and his boat appears to be straightened out here. He might be able to just float across that finish line, as me and Mahi at this point, as you can see, putting the sails all the way out actually doesn't work. The wind kind of changed direction there, as number 35 takes 5th place. So I took 6th place in the last race, so let's see. It all depends, I guess, on a 150 if he can get his boat straight. Right, he's getting really close to that finish line. If he goes across there, he'll finish 6th, and I'll actually go negative. So at this point, I'll be happy with a 6th place finish out of this great group of sailors. I finally got the wind again. As you can see, I had to pull these sails in pretty tight compared to every other time we finished here, but the wind is getting lighter, so that kind of plays into my strengths, as number 50 Mahi takes 6th place. I'm kind of a light wind specialist in the times I've won the regionals. I did both times in light wind. The Capital Cup, when I led that team, again, it was in light wind, so you know, maybe I can put something together in race number 6, or maybe I can't, you know. I would hate to disappoint all you loyal viewers, but I'm going to do my best in race 6, because I know so many of you are sitting on pins and needles. As we see the rest of the fleet come on up, there's their regional champion, number, what is it, 90 something, the black boat. He's getting close to that finish line. And there's a big boat coming up the river. There was a little bit of boat traffic in this river. It made it interesting, going across the waves. Well, you had a little group of 4 boats right there. 91 better steer clear, because remember, if you come back across the start-finish line and interfere with the boats, then you can be disqualified. The other thing is some clubs give you a penalty just for coming across that line. As we see, number 29 takes 7th place, number 99 takes 8th place. And number 150 finally blows across and takes 9th place. Number 139 takes 10th. And others are finished in place. Congratulations to our top 3. First place is number 91, second place is 92, and third place is 54. So it's time to regroup, Mahi. So let's see what we learned from the first race, or this race. Don't go as far out towards the other bank. And then the start was great. Let's just get a little bit of luck, and you know, let's see how we do in race number 6, our final chance to do what's right for the United States. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, and you'll be notified. It'll come up when the next race is. And of course, leave a word of encouragement for Mahi in the comments section. You know, we do this for you guys, and we're all volunteers. You know, I was thinking about all of you when I went to Japan, and making this video means so much to us, so you guys can watch and hopefully learn a little bit about how the Japanese race. So if you subscribe or go to the Sail Wars home channel, you'll see a place where you can subscribe. You can watch all the videos. My favorite is to just sit down and look at the best of Sail Wars. There's some great videos, about 300 videos as I speak on Sail Wars. And if you're not part of a club, you can find clubs on the AMY or search Google and find a great club near you, like the Northern Maryland Model Yacht Club. Well over 50 sailors in that club, and of course we love the AMYA. So this is Bart for Sail Wars, and I'm going to do my best to win race number 6. But if I don't, I hope you guys aren't mad at me. I'm doing my best in a foreign land, a different place to sail, and one of the boats I generally don't do the best with, but I'll see you at the next race.
I'm Coach Goat. Bart talked me into coaching him, which is a fruitless effort on my part because he doesn't listen. He goes upwind very poorly, and it doesn't get any better downwind. So I think you guys in Japan are going to have so much fun whipping his ass. I don't think I have any coaching that would make any difference at all. Coach Goat, out.